Ooh, coming in hot, Chinchy, on a Friday, baby. Power time, Teleo Power.
You got the Teleo Power shirt? I got the vintage mayor's office.
Ooh, that is vintage, bro. That's early. That's early. Like, we got to get some new mayor's office gear.
We really do.
We got to start selling it.
Let's do it. Tell us, folks, would you buy mayor's office gear? Do you like black? Do you like the red? Let's go. Sean is a master of creating T-shirts. I'm telling you, and hats. I'm not kidding, folks. He makes very comfortable clothing. And
dude, I'm a T-shirt, hat, and ticket snob in my life. Like, if I go to an event, I'm not going unless I got great seats. If I'm wearing a T-shirt, I'm a T-shirt snob. If I'm wearing a T-shirt, it's got to be a tri-blend. It's got to fit perfect. And the hat's got to be good, dude. I don't know. It's just, listen, that's not that high maintenance.
Listen, guys don't.
Pretty low maintenance.
Guys aren't very, like, this is a guy thing. Like, you need a good, comfortable T-shirt. I don't like those, like you get a giveaway at a ballpark and that stuff is like, it's like wearing sandpaper. It's like a sandpaper shirt.
You wash it once, it goes from an XL to a small. You're like, hey, what happened? What happened here? This is a joke. Dude, I'm nothing against the company. I don't know anybody at this company, but the Gildan T-shirts that are like so like bootleg from back in the day. Like when somebody gives me like, hey man, we got a T-shirt for you. I look at it, Gildan, I go, garbage. My bad, dude. You got to be better. I'm like, you got to be better. You're going to get T-shirts for people? Like, you want to give them away? Like, I got Chinch wearing that shirt. You've worn that shirt for 3.5 years, dude. Almost 4 years.
Family, I dress my every man in my family just wears mayor's office T-shirts on the weekends.
But how comfortable is that T-shirt, dude?
Because it's comfortable. Yes, it's
comfortable. So you give me a Gildan, it's going right in the garbage. Got to be better. You don't give people Gildans.
Don't give people Gildans. That's our new rule. Right. All right, dude. We got to talk about this Dbacks comeback last night. It was unbelievable. Dude. What was their percentage of winning?
0.1% chance of winning. 0.1.
Yeah, that's almost zero. Dude, how is that? The momentum, dude. Talk about the momentum when your team starts coming back in a game like that. You've done it a couple times.
It's incredible. Well, dude, we always say, and you've been there too, but bloop and a blast. Come on, get somebody on. Get somebody on, and the blast will get you back in it. 2 bloops and a blast, there's 3. Another bloop and a blast, there's 2. That's kind of how they did it, right? Alec Thomas went deep. I think Perdomo went deep. And then, they just kind of like got a couple guys on, bomb. Got a couple guys on, bomb. It was like all of a sudden, dude, they scored 7 runs in the 9th to beat the Braves in Atlanta, 11-10. I mean, it's incredible.
It is incredible, dude. Dude, they're at 500-ish. They're hanging in there. The D-backs fight, dude. They have been fighting for 3 seasons straight. It's a testament to their manager too, I think, right?
Oh, dude, Torey Lovullo is the best. He's the greatest. Yeah, and dude, their payroll's not super high. Obviously, they've made a few nice signings, which has been nice. But yeah, man, they're a grinder team. They're a grinder team. They're gonna fight every single night. That's one thing that if you're a manager, you just want to know we got 27 tough outs. I got to know my lineup's 27 tough outs. I got to know on the bump, guys are gonna, they're gonna battle for 27 outs on the other side. So it's like, it's just a good team, man. But to see them score 7 in the 9th, I mean, it also is a heartbreaker, dude. I actually remember a game. So funny you say that. I remember a game playing the Cardinals. I want to say it was 04. We're up 8-2 in the 9th, and all of a sudden it's like 8-5. They bring in Danny Graves. Dude, we couldn't stop the bleeding. Graves gives up a knock. All of a sudden, dude, it's 8-7. 8-7, bases loaded. Never forget, 2 outs. Place in Cincinnati is like, what are we doing? What's happening here? Everyone's like, thinks the game's over. Mark Grizzolana comes up. Remember him, righty?
Yeah, sure.
Good little player. Greg was a good player, dude. Expos, Cardinals, stay inside the ball with the best of them. Cubs. Greg was a really good player. He comes inside, dude. Gravy throws a 95-mile-an-hour 2-seam in on his hands. Grud comes in, gets inside the ball like he does. Dude, hits me a freaking 1-hop sinking bullet. Ricochets off my glove. Down the line it goes. 2-run score. We lose the game 9-8, dude. They scored 7 runs on us in the 9th. We're up 8-2. We lost 9-8 with Danny Graves on the mound.
It's terrible.
Dude, I swear to God, I sat at my locker. Everyone leaves. I showered up. I was actually depressed. I'm like, how did we lose that game? And how did I not field that ball? I was so pissed. I'm still pissed because I was still pissed. Yeah, I was so pissed. I'm still pissed. Anyway, dude, talk about a perspective ball. This is a good story. So I'm leaving. I'm the last person. There wasn't another human at Great American Ballpark besides me. I was the last one to leave. Must have been 1 a.m. I'm pulling out. I'm pulling across the bridge, getting ready to go on 71 there. And there's a homeless guy sitting there. So I literally pull up to him, Chinch. I roll down my window. I'm like, hey, man, need a ride somewhere? He's like, yeah, I'm trying to get to the shelter. I go, jump in. So, dude, he jumps in. I drove him like, a few miles away to the shelter in Cincy, dropped him off. Honestly, because I needed some perspective. I was so upset about that error. And I was driving by this guy, and he was sitting on the road. He was a homeless guy. You could tell he was grinding. And I was like, you know what? I need to give this guy a ride somewhere. So he jumped in, dude. I've dropped him off at this shelter a couple miles away. But I'm grateful for that guy because he gave me perspective. Like, hey, man, like, it's all right. You're in the big leagues. Life's not going to end. There's another game tomorrow. You're going to keep going. And this guy has got to get food for tomorrow. And he's trying to find shelter at 1 a.m. in Cincinnati. And I'm driving in my Lexus on my way to my house, like, put it in perspective. So I always remember giving up that 7-run lead in the ninth gave me one of my biggest perspective moments of my life, when I drove by that guy.
You're a great person. Better man than I. Dude, is there anything worse than, like, on a hot day, you're in like the 8th inning of a game and you just can't wait to get out of there and your pitcher can't get an out and you're just baking, just like you're like a fried egg on a field. It's terrible.
In Cincinnati, bro, on that turf, Chitch, you'd be in the dugout, bro. The old turf at Synergy Field. You'd look out, you couldn't see the pitcher. No, seriously, it looked like an oven. It was like you were actually in an oven. Like if you almost turned into a chicken wing. You're like, oh my God, if you put buffalo sauce on me right now, you can eat me. I'm fried. I'm in an oven right now. It's incredible. I watched one night, Jeff Blowers is like, he had a rubber spikes. No, I swear to God, in the 5th, he's like, hey, I need new spikes. My spikes melted. They melted. And dude, Bernie Stowe, rest in peace, Bernie, one of the greatest clubbies ever. Rick and Mark are there now. Bernie Stowe used to go old school, bro. I don't know if your coaches ever did this. He used to have a cooler of like ammonia towels, to cool you off.
Nice.
But he had cabbage leaves on ice. You ever hear about this? So you would take a cabbage leaf, put it in your hat, put it on your head, and it would keep your head cool. It was like old school, and it worked. And I said, hey, Bern, where do we get this? He's like, hey, Case, if it's good enough for the Big Red Machine, Johnny and Doggy Perez and Pete and those guys, it's good enough for you boys. I go, you got it, Bernie. Keep bringing the cabbage leaves out, brother. I'll put him in my. So, dude, I put him in my hat all the time. Incredible.
That's amazing.
It worked.
Great story.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into this, dude. The matchup of the weekend. We got the Cubs. We got the Tigers. We got Pete Crow-Armstrong. We got your boy Tarik Skubal going tonight.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Tarik Skubal's an absolute savage. I mean, dude, I think the conversation of skiing Skubal, that kind of stuff, 100-mile-an-hour heaters, electric changeups, sliders, curveballs. I feel like they both have like 6 pitches, right? Pretty incredible. I don't know if you saw too the thing on. Remember we talked about Robbie Ray the other day? Did we talk about how Skubal was like? Robbie Ray asked him for his changeup grip this offseason. And everyone's like, oh yeah, Skubal gave you the changeup. And Robbie Ray on this interview the other day said, yeah, Skubal gave me the changeup, but I traded it for my slider. I gave him my slider. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. So Robbie Ray is seriously dominating this year with Skubal's changeup. Showed him how to throw it, send him pictures, showed him the arm angle, the release point. Showed how he gets action on it. And then Robbie Ray was, hey man, this is how I throw my slider. This is where the arm angle. I just think that's cool when you think about that. And you look at both those guys having both great lefties in the game, having electric ears, throwing their stuff. But I think, when you're looking at a matchup like this, Skubal versus a guy like Pete Crow-Armstrong, dude, first off, it's going to be fun to watch Skubal navigate that lineup because it's a really good. Suzuki's a righty in that lineup.
Maybe the best lineup in baseball.
Dude, really. Yeah, and I think Ian Happ's about to get power hot. He just homered yesterday, crushed the ball, second deck. Out there in Washington where no one hits him. Happer's got huge power. So I think he's going to get going. Suzuki's been really good this year. Pete Crow's might be the MVP of the National League. So that lefty on lefty matchup's going to be great. But Skubal's nasty against lefties. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Pete Crow or Ohtani, whatever. If you're facing Skubal from the left side, you're in for a dogfight, dude. You
Yeah.
know? So that's gonna be a great matchup.
Yeah, and there's something about when central teams, whether it's AL or NL, are like at the top of the food chain. It's just great for baseball because it just spreads it all across the country. It's really great. Midwest baseball is like fired up.
Dude, I love it. I always say, like, I don't know. Did you feel the way? I always felt like I had a little bit of an edge, like being Northeast baseball, growing up in Pittsburgh, playing a lot of my pro ball over here, Midwest, Northeast, like Detroit and Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Cincy, and like Boston, like cool. And I remember when I played the World Series in '06, dude, we're getting ready to go out and run sprints this one day, and Nike it was like 31 degrees change. It was flurrying in Detroit for game one. And I remember putting on this stuff that Nike gave us that was like this, really not Under Armour. Nike just really like really hot. It was heat gear.
Yeah.
And I remember running out my sprints. I'm like, the only edge I have tonight, possibly, because you got to play those mental games with yourself. You got to figure out some chips you can put on your shoulders. I'm like, the only mental edge I have against anybody tonight is that I'm from Pittsburgh, and I grew up in Pittsburgh, and I grew up playing in like this kind of weather. So I went in and put on like a really light sleeve that was almost like made me feel a little cold, but it's just that mentality to be like, no, I need to go out there. I need to feel a little cold because this is my kind of weather. This is funny. That's how guys do it. And I think for guys that grew up in Northeast baseball, playing high school ball here, where you're grinding to get 15 games in varsity ball, that like as you move up the ladder and you're in pro ball, you could use that to your advantage. And be like, no, dude, I'm fine in this April weather.
Yeah, thicker skin, man. You get thick. Yeah. You literally have thicker skin. It's like, dude, freaking Columbia fall ball, man. Just oh my god! After every practice or game, it's just goose poop all over, man. Hudson River right behind. Literally, dude, I would stand there, beginning of the spring season, and also like in fall ball, standing in the outfield. Columbia's field is just stuck on the corner. There's no land in New York City.
Right.
The Hudson River was literally, if you climbed my fence and jumped over the fence, you're in the Hudson River.
Are you serious?
Dude, it was so cold and horrible. Everybody would take turns in a dugout where you put all the equipment, like, the rakes and stuff. There was a light, and we would just put the light bulb on when we would leave the night before a game, so that when you came in, everybody, like, if you were like in the hole, you go out to the on-deck circle freezing. But when you're in a hole, you were just standing there holding the light bulb to try to get some sort of fingertip feeling. That's what Northeast baseball is growing up.
Oh my God, so great.
It's so upsetting, dude. And you get jammed, and you get that thing in your that vibration in the thumb, between the thumb and the first finger.
Right here, dude.
Oh, that's devastating pain.
Dude, you know what's incredible that you say that? Jake's been hitting lately, and I've been taking some swings with him just to have some fun. And dude, I got jammed in 2004 on a 3-1 cutter by Jay Watosic. Jammed me. I swear to God, Chinch. 21 years ago, dude. I still can't hit without. I have to put, and for the rest of my career, I had to put a rubber, like thing here, and I taped it. Yeah, I taped it myself. I would tape it up, and dude, I still, if I hit now, right there, dude, can't take a swing. The vibration sends shockwaves through my body, so I still can't hit without it.
Dude, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible feeling. Plus, you're right-handed, right?
Yeah, I throw righty.
It's your bottom hand that it would happen to, and I was right-handed.
No, this is my top hand. This was my top hand. Just.
You got it on the top end. I would get it on the bottom. That's terrible.
Oh, it's the worst, dude. It's the worst. Makes you tougher, though, bro. Makes you tougher.
Yeah, there you go. Northeast. Hey, one last thing today, dude. Good article on MLB.com about the position battles for the All-Star ballot came out this week. I was looking at the shortstop game, dude. National League shortstop is crazy. You got Lindor, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Elly De La Cruz, and that's not counting teams. Like, there's a lot of upstart guys that are coming in. Like, fun fact: Francisco Lindor, who is arguably overall maybe top 1, 2, or 3 shortstops in the major leagues, he has not made an All-Star team as a Met.
I can't believe that.
Gone off to slow starts. I understand that, but dude, the guy is I don't know. He's like all world. And
dude, he's finished in the top 10 in MVP voting 3 times
I know,
since he's been with the Mets. He's never made an All-Star game, so he must be. This is the first time he's been hot at the beginning. Usually he gets hot in the second half. He always has terrible Aprils, and then he's like, dude, he was second in MVP voting last year,
Right.
to Ohtani. That's incredible. But you know what, dude? There's a lot of competition. Mookie Betts is now a shortstop. Elly De La Cruz is there. Trey Turner always gives you good stuff. CJ Abrams is up and coming. Perdomo out in Arizona is having a great year. So, I mean, dude, Lindor's got to get in, right?
He's gonna make the team. He's got to make the team. He's leading all shortstops. He's got 14 homers. He's hitting 279.
Okay.
14 bombs.
Wow, he's 14 bombs. I didn't know that, dude.
Yes, 11 bags too. He's got a shot at like a 30-30 this year.
Dude, 40-40.
40-40. Yeah, you're right.
Do it.
I mean, yeah. So I'm leaning towards him right now. But you Elly De La Cruz. It's tough. You know,
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
Elly De La Cruz is so fun to watch.
Yeah, he's an all-star. He is a star, and he's all world. Everybody loves him. He's fun to watch. He's just like he looks like he could play wide receiver for the Cowboys.
He does. He actually does.
He looks like, CeCe Lamb's gone. Oh, here comes Elly De La Cruz, the next wide receiver for.
Yeah, that's when you come into the huddle and you go, Elly, go deep. It's like you're in your backyard with your buddies. You're like, hey, bro, you go the slant. You're slow. You go this way. Hey, you just go deep. I'll hit you on the.
I'll throw it high. Throw it high.
Just run under it.
Yeah, dude. So there's that. Let us know, folks. First of all, we got to get some of you folks that just listen. Chime in on our stuff because you're YouTubers. YouTube fans love you guys. You're always chiming in. We read everything. Yeah, we are very, very superficial people. We like to know if you like us. We don't really like when you don't like us, but that happens.
We like to know.
It's good to know. But so, yeah, chime in. Who is your NL starting shortstop, folks? And maybe on Monday we'll talk about it with you.
Chinch, I got a question for you.
Go for it.
What do you think of the year Juan Soto's having? I know he got hot recently, hit some home runs, and I actually checked him out. I think it was last night because I was like, all right, I want to see because I kind of rooting for him. I want to see how Soto's doing, and then you look at his numbers. You're like, he went 0 for 3 last night, 2 walks, which is good, but he's still throwing 229 out there, dude. Like, I know he's got a 797 OPS, working his way to the top. He's got 11 homers, 31 RBIs. That's why it averages an average. Maybe he can get hot, but do you think he's an all-star? Do you think is that enough to be an all-star? I guess that's the question.
Let's do this. Let's go to the leaders. Well, let me just say this first. He's got 50 walks. Okay.
Whoa, does he?
Yes, that's leading at least one league. I don't know if that's leading. Hold on.
Would you rather have a guy with 50 walks or a guy that rakes?
Well, that was the argument. Remember when Joey Votto just started walking? And it was like, we need you to hit, Joey. Yeah, right. People used to say that about Frank Thomas, even though his numbers were always amazing, but he would almost like, people would say sometimes he would defer to the walk rather than kind of going outside of his little comfort zone. It's a good question for a hitter who is an average hitter like yourself. Like, in a big spot, do you stretch your zone a little bit? Because I don't think that's what Soto's not doing that right now. He's taking his walks.
Yeah, and that's also why Soto is one of the best. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you want to be a great hitter in the big leagues, your chase has got to be one of the best. Your chase rate's got to be one of the best in the game. You know what I mean? So, like, not chasing balls down or whatever. So, you know, those guys with good eyes, that's why they're good. That's why they're really good players, because they don't chase. So you can understand why he might not expand the zone because his eye's so good. And sometimes your eyes, you're like, oh, expand the zone. But it's like, I can't. My eyes are too good. I know that's a ball. I know it, so I'm not going to, my body won't physically swing at that pitch.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's this. He's, I'll give you some stats. Soto's got 11 homers. That's 14th among outfielders in Major League Baseball. I'll just go to that. This is Major League Baseball. He's 14th. Let's go RBIs. He's 22nd in RBIs for outfielders. Okay. That's not Juan Soto, right? That's Padres Juan Soto.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, well, that's not 765 million. That's what I'm saying. Is,
well,
obviously, we got to. You go back and look at Lindor. He was terrible his first year with the Mets. Maybe that's what this is, but you know what I mean.
I mean, batting average is not even on the first top 40 of outfielders.
Is it tougher to play for the Mets than it is the Yankees?
It's a bigger ballpark. It's not Yankee Stadium for Juan Soto. That is the big thing we're learning.
Well, he got away with some balls to right field. You're going to get away with balls to right field. In right field and in Citi Field, you got to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, dude, they basically ruined David Wright. Sorry.
When they
Who
moved,
builds a field where your best hitter hits the ball to right center and now it's an out for your best hitter?
that was terrible.
Like, what are we doing?
That was terrible. He lost so many home runs for
So
those
stupid.
years until they moved it back in.
Yeah,
But,
so
and then he got hurt. Bummer. He's still Captain America. He's still good.
Dude, he was a couple years away from being a Hall of Famer. That's a bummer.
I know, dude. And again, 12 homers instead of 32 for a couple of years.
Right.
He would have been pretty much borderline, at least in the conversation. Anyways, well, there you have it. What's the weekend plans for the Casey clan?
What I got going on this weekend?
You got all the kids home now, right?
Yeah, dude, I do have. Yeah, wait, we do have some. Oh yeah, dude, tomorrow
Yeah.
I'm managing Team Ireland. Remember I told you that?
That's right.
Managing Team Ireland tomorrow night. Although our starter's Dominican.
Aren't you
Any pictures?
Aren't you in the Italian American Hall of Fame?
No, I'm in the Irish American Hall of Fame. But even if you're Dominican, you have to have an Irish grandmother at some point in the last 2,000 years. Somebody in your lineage is from Ireland.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's funny. So what are you gonna do? Are you make the lineup and everything? Do you have anybody helping you?
Dude, I called my buddy who asked me to do it, John Fitz. I'm like, Fitz, I don't know any of these guys. He's like, you'll be fine. I'm like, no, I won't. Who do I sub it? So we have some coaches coming in too that know a lot of the guys. So, but we're gonna have a good time. I told you the Big Lambuski's my pitching coach.
That's great.
Jake's gonna be my first base coach.
Nice.
So yeah, we're gonna have a good time, man. It's all for good cause. Riley's Poorhouse, what burned down here, a mainstay, here in Pittsburgh. So we're gonna raise money for them, and we're raising money for kids programs for baseball in Ireland. So it's gonna be a great night, no matter what.
Tell Jake. Dude, tell Jake he's got to do the Larry Boa, like be really far away. Don't get hit in any ground.
I know. Oh yeah, you're right, dude. We're gonna be as far away as possible. I'll have him in. He'll be in right center. We're right down the right field line. All right, what do you got, Chinch? You guys swimming this weekend, or what's going on?
Bro, pool's in good shape, dude. I got it, dude.
Nice.
It feels good.
I talked to your cousin the other day. I was like, to Maddie, I'm like, you coming over to the Chinch pool, or what's going on? Is Teddy just diving in there, cannonballing?
Oh, Teddy loves it. Teddy loves it.
Teddy's
bigger than me. My cousin.
Is he really? Teddy is?
My cousin's huge, right? He's a big guy. I'm like the runt of the family. It's unbelievable. It's terrible. One of my family's like 6 feet tall at least.
Seriously?
Like, yes.
Even Matt's brother, your other cousin?
He's bigger than Matt.
Wow. Dude, Maddie's big.
Well, he's jacked. Do you know what he says? He tries to work out so hard that it looks like he has 2 ironing boards as a back. And Andrew, his brother, is even bigger. They're humongous people. And then you got me and my brother like,
you're like, hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Yeah,
but you guys raked. You and your brother raked. So, Matt Chinch, if you threw a baseball, I'm freaking, he guy would crumble to 85 pieces, wouldn't know what to do.
He's a better athlete.
He's like, listen, I'm inside linebacker. Get me a lacrosse stick at Fordham. Let's go.
I always said he could have been a tight end for the NFL.
He could have been, dude. He's a monster.
Anyway, I digress. All right.
All right, brother.
Again,
have a great weekend, dude. Love you.
Luck of the Irish. Love you.
Okay, let's go, baby. Let's go. And everyone out there, appreciate you listening tons, man. And we'll see everybody on Monday. And have a great weekend. See you, man.